Good morning, NBC. This is your Pastor Charlie coming to you with today's word. Today's word for October 14th, Wednesday. And we're reading from the NIV from Jeremiah chapter 48, verses 1 through 25. Reading from the NIV chapter 48, verses 1 through 25. Concerning Moab, this is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Woe to Nebo, for it will be ruined. Kiriathaim will be disgraced and captured, and stronghold will be disgraced and shattered. Moab will be praised no more. In Heshbon, people will plot her downfall. Come, let us put an end to that nation. You, the people of madmen, will also be silenced. The sword will pursue you. Cries of anguish arise from Horonaim, cries the great havoc and destruction. Moab will be broken. Her little ones will cry out. They go up the hill of Luhith, weeping bitterly as they go. On the road down to Horonaim, anguish cries over the destruction are heard. Flee, run for your lives. Become like a bush in the desert. Since you trust in your deeds and riches, you too will be taken captive, and Chemosh will go into exile together with his priests and officials. The destroyer will come against every town, and not a town will escape. The valley will be ruined and the plateau destroyed, because the Lord has spoken. Put salt on Moab, for she will be laid waste. Her towns will become desolate, with no one to live in them. A curse on anyone who is lax in doing the Lord's work. A curse on anyone who keeps their sword from bloodshed. Moab has been at rest from youth, like wine left on its dregs, not poured from one jar to another. She has not gone into exile. So she tastes as she did, and her aroma is unchanged. But days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will send men who pour from pitchers, and they will pour her out. They will empty her pitchers and smash her jars. Then Moab will be ashamed of Chemosh, as Israel was ashamed when they trusted in Bethel. How can you say we are warriors, men valiant in battle? Moab will be destroyed and her towns invaded. Her finest young men will go down in the slaughter, declares the King, whose name is the Lord Almighty. The fall of Moab is at hand. Her calamity will come quickly. Mourn for her, all who live around her, all who know her fame. Say, how broken is the mighty scepter, how broken the glorious staff. Come down from your glory and sit on the parched ground, you inhabitants of daughter Dibon. For the one who destroys Moab will come up against you and ruin your fortified cities. Stand by the road and watch, you who live in Aror. Ask the man fleeing and the woman escaping. Ask them, what has happened? Moab is disgraced, for she is shattered. Wail and cry out. Announce by Arnon that Moab is destroyed. Judgment has come to the plateau, to Holon, Jaza and Mepahat, to Dibon Nebo and Beth Diblathaim, to Kiriathaim, Beth Gamol and Beth Meon, to Kerioth and Bozrah, to all the towns of Moab far and near. Moab's horn is cut off, her arm is broken, declares the Lord. Well, this lengthy section of prophecy, as recorded in Jeremiah, is about the downfall of Moab. It so turns out that the Moabites were confident and in their past deeds and their wealth, their situation. So no matter what station in life you might be, your past accomplishments, you can't kind of lean on them, and they can turn into an abomination of an idol, really. It turns out that when we look at 2 Kings chapter 3, they would actually even offer human sacrifices to these gods to secure whatever the prosperity that they were seeking for. So the first part of the message is to not rest, to not rest in the past accomplishments, especially to not resort to idol worship, and to know for a fact that such deeds will carry a reckoning. Um, there is a particular part that actually speaks to me. Um, Whenever we go through a difficult time, maybe overwhelming, sometimes we can get paralyzed, not knowing what to do. Um, but in the language here, it's talking about being too lax, being too relaxed without tension, in light of all that is going on in the text, both in the text and now when we're looking at the current events. These are not the time to be spending sleeping. We have to be awake and alert, and we need to come to pray together. Um, that is the urgency, at least, that I get through the text and through the Spirit. Um, Incidentally, tomorrow in the morning we will have the annual Mayor's Prayer Gathering. It used to be the prayer breakfast, but due to the coronavirus, we're not able to conduct it as a breakfast, but it will be done online. And the cohort of pastors in here in Cyprus area have been preparing for this since, I want to say, since even before the pandemic, the quarantine. So if you are able to, I'll put the information down. Please tune in tomorrow morning, and you'll be able to see and partake in a corporate prayer where we can come together and pray as a city. With this, I hope that you have a really good week, good rest of the week, and blessings to you.